So we have Games Workshop continuing its rampage here, shutting down various channels. And a number of you, not only in some of my vlogs, but some of the other vlogs and updates that I'm following, very, very curious because there's a lot of aggressive rollout that Games Workshop is doing. As a number of you have pointed out, yes, absolutely, you are correct. Against certain channels, Games Workshop did not take direct action. They did not shut them down. And I'm arguing and saying, look, that's semantics. That's absolutely semantics. No, they didn't shut the channel down, but word's getting around that they are shutting certain channels down, and they have unlimited legal funds, and they're just going to work with YouTube or Patreon, and they're just going to vanish you. You're going to get shut down. Absolutely no recourse. So this has some content creators asking and saying, I mean, think about, certainly if you run your own channel and it is 40K specifically animation, art, and lore, you might be able to get away with painting and tutorials, but it depends on the narrative. There's a couple of channels that, they paint miniatures. Absolutely. Most of them are Games Workshop that they paint, but they paint other ones in their tutorials. But in their logo and their watermark and some of their graphics throughout their entire archive of videos, they have their channel logo, but it's based off the Warhammer narrative. It incorporates some of those elements. Is that an animation? Is that artwork? I mean, it's in there in the sub bullet points that GW recently posted that they're going to go after. So it has many people asking if you have such a channel or if you follow such a channel, the time, the effort, the love, the passion that people have put into this project. Now you have to ask, well, if I get shut down, do I want to continue investing my time in something that very well could just flip in that moment? Or worse, it's not so much the banhammer. If GW brings the legal at you, now you're wrapped up in all that. So now it has many asking the question, since I don't control my own fate because I'm on a platform or I'm utilizing an IP that was open and friendly to use through fair use, through news reporting, but now Games Workshop has said, look, we don't care about the law. We're going to come after you anyway. It has many, many creators asking themselves, do I end it on my own? Or do I evolve it out on my own? And what I think is going to happen, and it's funny, right? Was it a couple of months ago? Games Workshop is for everybody. Really? But what I think is going to happen, you're going to see two things now evolving in the predominantly 40K community. You're going to see some channels that just say, look, it was a good run. I'm going to end it right here. I might pull the channel down. I might put it on pause and see where and how things shake out, or I might just let it diffuse. I mean, I'm not going to name any names, but we saw this with some of the very, very popular animation channels that Games Workshop destroyed and hit with the banhammer. The primary channel's gone, but it went kind of rogue, and fan enthusiasts and 40K enthusiasts have been uploading. Look, once digital content's out in the ecosystem, somebody's got an archive somewhere to post something, and they're going to do that. So what has Games Workshop really accomplished? But I think you're going to see that, where people might pull down their channel, but what they've created will now self-replicate and self-populate, not because of them, but because of other fans. But I also think you're going to see this pivot point. And I think this could be a really, really good thing. You have channels that, yes, they're talking about 40K, and we love the lore, we love the narrative, but the creator of that channel, they've got bite, they've got talent, they've got a passion to create. And some of these channels, while they love 40K, they can take that passion elsewhere and make something else a massive success. It's almost like they're going to, look, they've got something special they're going to create, and that's something special they could take to any other narrative and equally be as successful. I'm going to be sad it's not Warhammer because I love my Grimdark, but if they jump to another gaming system or they branch out to other aspects, I think that's huge. So I think literally you're going to see some of these channels that it's going to be this cutting point where they're like, I'm done with Games Workshop. It's been a good run. I love 40K. I wish things were a little bit different. But here's the truth. You can ban. You can send your product back unopened to GW. You can write letters. It's not going to change. It's not going to change. They are continuing to do this. So the question is, when do you say you've had enough? Or if you've been hit with it, how does it evolve out? So I think mainly what we're going to see is a continued soft deletion. Yeah, Games Workshop didn't say shut down your channel. You want to keep it up, take that risk, and then you're going to see people pivoting. And in a way, I enjoy other gaming systems, and some of them are well-known, like X-Wing Miniatures, Battletech. I love historicals, Chain of Command. I also love some more smaller and obscure systems, like God Tier and Pacific Rim Extinction. From that perspective, and I'm more and more, side note, Mantic is looking better and better. Kings of War, better and better. Aspects of Mantic, what they put out, I almost feel like, and I mean this is a compliment, they're like the GW of the 90s, when it was all about the fans and the community and had a very intimate feel of hobbyists getting together and building that narrative. I read their stuff, and I feel like the message, and maybe this is wish listing a little bit, I feel like the message is like, to the community, we want you to invest in the world of Mantica. We want you to paint your miniatures and feel like you are contributing live to this system. And that gets me excited. That gets me excited for a company, for the community. So I think we're going to see people pivot, these creators, and say, okay, Games Workshop, this is what you want. It's been good. Shake hands, move on, bow out, and they're going to throw that creativity to other systems. Now, will those other systems overtake the giant Games Workshop? No. But it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt, and it's going to gradually transform Games Workshop. And, we know what happens. The tighter you grip, the more star systems that are going to slip through their fingers, and it's going to lead to another pivot point at some point.